It's hard. I'm trying to do an intro. My son's here. Yeah, you done? Right. Okay. So, welcome to part, I think it is 26. It could be 25, not sure. On the CB750 restoration, we get all the front end together with this one. It's looking really, really smart. I'm wrapped with how it looks. You probably saw it in the thumbnail. So, I hope you enjoy. Stupid tap. Bit on the hairy side, and probably not the way you should do it, but I'm going to try and lift this up. I just don't want it to smash into the instrumentation. Just keep an eye on that side. It's starting to lift the back. The back's not what I wanted to lift just yet, it was more the front. Right, so that's a fail. Alright, might have to rethink this. We'll figure it out. If that slips off there, we're screwed. Make that a bit looser. Just a moment. That's alright at the front, it's the back I'm worried about. Well, it's not how I wanted to lift it, but it'll be alright. Take this old mangy cardboard out. And I'll put a crate under it. When I get to the height I want, it might level out to be a better height, but I'm just nervous about it because it's so heavy. I should have waited for Dave. He offered to help and he picked up the front and I picked up the back. It was quite attainable, but I don't want to disturb him. He's busy all the time and he's such a good bloke. He's given me the welder, which I've used on this brace at the back here so that things don't come off. What about there? It's awfully bloody high, isn't it? Stick him under there and lower him down. That's probably right there. Tipping. What do you reckon about that? You get the forks in now. I replaced this a while ago, this tap head, and it's annoying me. And one of the reasons is they put these cheap spongy washers in and they don't work too well. Okie doke. Right. So I can cut one of these cable ties. Just so I can start moving stuff around. That loom will come free. It's not free at the moment. Yes it is. It's all good. Move that around. We've got these ears here which go in there and respectively. I don't think they go the other way. No, they can't. They've got to go that way. And a couple of rubbers that sort of insulate them and hold them in the spot. These are the ones I had trouble with on the 350. Large one in the bum, like that. Smaller one up the top. Then we stick those in. And you can see I've done a shocking job there, but this is where the fork will hold it in. So I'm just going to go and get the fork. So I believe this is the left-hand one. So this is going to become a juggling act. It's going to go up in here. I haven't even put oil in these yet. Come on, you son of a gun, get in there. This is the one that's buckled too. There we go. I haven't filled these up and I haven't cleaned those plugs off yet, but I figured that stuff can wait. I don't care. Let's nip him up. I've got Honda Bond on that, which I have to remove, but that's not a big deal. They're fairly loose. Is that right? No, it's not. It's got to go further. And the same on this side. So that's cool. I'm just going to have to pop that out again because of this loom here. It's supposed to be above the lower triple tree. So I'll pop that out and fix that up. So this is this little garnish. Now, this is the part I'm not happy with because it was media blasted, or at least it was so hydro blasted and it's dulled it off and I can't buff it out. Go that way or that way. The badge will fit. And, hang on, let me show you. And the badge itself is symmetrical. So on the outline where you can just see where it was, it doesn't do you any justice. So you can Still got it wrong. So I looked on the photos when I got it. It actually goes that way, like that, and it's horrible looking. So please don't think it's staying here because it's going to irk me, and I'm going to get pissed off and buy a new one. The same as those ears. I'm not happy with those. We've got a bike that is so freaking new. We've got these bits and we've got these bits, which are horrible. So I can't do much about it at the moment. This is stuff that can be pretty easily changed out in the future. But at the moment, beggars can't be choosers. I'm just going to put it on. And you know what? It's like, well, maybe it will be alright, I don't know. But I know what I'm like. I think it's just going to annoy me. So we'll do those up just for the sake of it. Sorry about my arm in the way. There we go. I'm not using JIS screwdriver. I'm using a Phillips, which is bad. So you can punish me or do what you need to do. But for now, it'll be alright. The good thing about this bike though is it wasn't messed with. So everything you see on it is how it was. Let's get some double-sided tape or something on there. So, you know, a lot of the only messing around done on it is what I've done. Right, look at this. This is all a bit pitted as well, but I reckon I can do something with it. I'm just going to pop these screws in, just to hold it for now. I don't like that. It should have... That's all that came out of it. I'm just going to get some lock washers, because I don't like those. And yeah, I'm just going to pop some lock washers on those. Oh, goodness. Right. Is that roughly equal? Oh well, we'll tighten him up and see what happens. That's sitting over. Why is that sitting over? That should be in the center. Oh, I know what I've done. I know what I've done. Hang on, I've got this wrong. There's a brake caliper part that goes there. Just a moment. Right, so I've got a bit of time. Headlight buckets. Now, this one's the 751. As we said before, the bike's never been messed with. Now, this is in good nick. There's a few scratches behind there, but I don't think that matters. I'm fussy about the top, though. It has to look right. What I might do... I don't think that's painted. Yes, it is painted. Maybe I can buff that. Maybe. I'll see how it goes. I'll just get a bit of prep wash and get that sticky residue off. I mean, if I have to paint, I'll paint it. But if I don't have to paint it, guess what? So, let me just get this off. But this might buff out. This might be alright to reuse. The more original I can leave it, the better. So, I don't know, I'll just see how a bit of cutters goes on this, and if it looks like a waste of time, well, we'll paint it, but otherwise, if it looks like it's going to come good and yield some sort of result, I'll leave it. Let's see what this does. Oh, rather nice. Except I just burned through it. That's a pain in the ass. What a shame. It was all looking so promising. Look. Damn. Oh, that is a shame. I don't know how I can be so stupid. One, burning through that, and two, forgetting about this brake caliper bracket. I mean, it's exactly the same problem I had with the 350 yesterday, and I'd already forgotten about it. Anyway, how does this go? That goes in like that. Goes between there, and we stick bolts in, and it's all happy. At least that's the thought. I'd feel a bit more comfortable with slightly longer bolts though, because there's an awful lot of webbing there for it to go into. Right, I've got some longer high tensile ones, so let's have a go putting those in, eh? They might be too long. Ew, they do seem awfully long. This is the other one here. Where is it? It goes in the bottom. 8mm ones. So I'll just stick that in. Looks awfully long. I don't even know if that's going to do the job. We'll see how that goes in. I think most of the load's there. I'd have thought it would be in the other position, but apparently not. Probably not a bad time to say don't forget to lubricate that pivot, which I neglected to tell you, which you probably already knew, because half the guys watching this are probably more knowledgeable with this stuff than I am. Alrighty, so there's our little adjuster for where the caliper sits. We don't know where that's going to be because this bike didn't have a caliper. The distance here though looks to be the same as the 350. I'm not sure if they use the same caliper. I wouldn't have thought they did. This is a much heavier bike. I'm just going to guesstimate it. I'll know when the wheel's on because that'll line up with the disc or the disc rotor. So I'll just pop that through somewhere kind of there-ish, I suppose. Maybe a tiny bit more. And we'll just bang a lock nut on there. We can, whoops, other way, because I can feel it's rounded at the other side. So that'll do for now. That can just sit there and look pretty, which it does. The whole thing's dirty. I need to just give it a good clean, a good wipe. I think we'll put that brace on the back now, here, and the drain plugs in. So I'll go and get the hardware for that. Try one of these ones. Yeah, that'll do that. Turn the water on and see what happens. It's got a bit loose. Yep. Perfect. That's better. These things are cheap and look at those birds. It's been over tightened, probably one of the kids. I'm always careful with this sort of thing, but it's knackered. Some of these things appear to be a bit distorted. Not sure. Little plastic spaces behind. We're getting there on our little 750. I've sort of neglected it. I've got this habit of getting projects like the XC and then ditching it, doing the 750, and then ditching that and doing the 350 and lawnmowers and all sorts of stuff. I'm pretty irresponsible like that. But it keeps it interesting for me, you know what I mean? Like I just prefer to stay enthusiastic by mucking around with different things. Let's do up those rear ones down there. And I think I'll put the wheel on next. Is that going in? Yes, it is. Okay, not quite. We've got to go over there. And the same over this side, which is right about there. Right, doesn't quite look right yet, does it? Just lift it over. There we go. What do you think of that, boys and girls? That is just the most handsome front end on a motorcycle, I think. They're just absolutely beautiful. Now, something's not right, because... Oh no, that's right. Just got to move that over to the centre. I'm just going to pop a bolt in, or a nut on, each one for now. I've got to go and get some other nuts. I don't know where the original ones went. Sitting way up, but my gosh, does that look good. Rims are so expensive. I mean, it's so much easier and cheaper buying alloys, but you just don't get the same look. A classic Honda motorcycle. So, with that lovely single cam engine, I just don't think you can go past that. Alright, let me get them bolted in. Pop the drains in with some new copper washers. Where are the drains? Oh, that's the drain there. And we're done. We'll give it a wipe over and have a look and evaluate what we've done. I ended up repainting these headlight shells. The 751's a bit bigger than the 350. Right, so there you go, 750. I'm very happy with how the front end looks. I've given the front guard a bit of a spruce over with some steel wool, very fine steel wool. Taken the Honda bond off there, which was there before. Headlight bucket sitting in there. This is just a myriad of bizzo I've got to get into as well. But I'm very happy to look at it. It's an absolutely gorgeous bike. I've ordered the bars. No, I'm lying. I'm about to order the bars, and they will come out about there. So they're not quite as high rise as that. And that will allow me to reroute the throttle cables down behind the fork ears, which is where they're supposed to go. But that's looking good. We're really, really happy with that. Very handsome bike, I reckon. The single overhead cam Honda stuff is always the best looking stuff. I haven't got the rear wheel yet. That's still in one sort of rusty piece. So I'll order that hoop and do the wheel and get a time and all that sort of stuff. Right, well, I want to talk about these turn signals, the 750s ones, indicators if you prefer. These are different from the 350 in that the 350 only has a single filament bulb with one wire coming out. Now the Americans are different. Their vehicle illumination laws are a little bit different from what Australia is, and it's worth sort of keeping in mind. I don't know if you can see everything. Can we see over on the battery? Yes, we can. One of them, that'll be the turn signal. And that's like a Parker clearance lamp type thing. That's not necessary on the Australian models, only the turn signal. So this one here, I'm going to terminate it, but I'm not going to take the thing off at the moment. But to remind me, I'm just going to whack a bit of heat shrink on there, because I've got a letter designated there. Where's the cigarette lighter? Here we go. So I'm just going to put a bit of heat shrink on it, just to remind myself when I go to wire the bike. Now, that's the first thing. Second thing is, these are colour coded. There'll be orange and light blue. Orange for one way, which is probably bright, I can't remember, and light blue for the other way. The 350 is the same in that there's pitting on the top, so I'm going to change around to the other side, which means that they're going to be the opposite way round, because they're going to be on the other side, so it's worth keeping that sort of thing in mind as well. For getting some of the rust and stuff off, that's the last I've got of the steel wool. This is 0000 or 0000, you get the picture. It's the fine stuff. Great for removing rust and that sort of thing. Alternatively, a fine wire wheel on a Dremel around there to get it off. I've already done it, so these look to be pretty good. So we'll stick them on the bike, I think. What else is there? The lenses. I've got 4 lenses. They're good, these ones. I'm going to give them a bit of a buff just to make them extra good and put them on. There's 2 that aren't so good, or 1. I'm not going to use that, I'll just buy another one. That one's pretty good too. So maybe I'll just buy 1. Or a pair. It doesn't matter. But I can't use that faded one. It would have been more sensible to put these in before that. I've just used a little copper snare wire to get this on. I might put a bit of CRC or something on that, but where are we? I'm just going to take this off. I think the first thing I need to do, I'm tired today, I'm going to have a bit of tea. This is a moisture displacer, so it doesn't matter if we put that in. Might have to just give it a helping hand with a screwdriver, separate that, just to get it started. And again, we've got plated headlight hardware, little spacers and things like that. And we're going to pop the headlight in, but it doesn't. I don't know how this goes in. Hang on. I don't think this headlight's going to be any good for this bike, because now we're on the other side of the road. The US ones, I know in cars they're different. I'm not sure about motorcycles, but I've got to try and get these in. And they've been problematic. So I think I have trouble getting them out too. I'm just going to push them in with a pair of multis. Probably because I'm not doing it square. Is that any better? That's alright. So I'll go around and put these in. There's 3 of them. There's another one down here. Anyway, this is going to be coming off again, because obviously I haven't done any wiring on it or anything. Hang on, I've left my screwdriver, just a moment. If I hang it from the top first, I've got some hope of getting in, but this is only just to sit here for making this video and make it look good, so I'm just going to shoehorn all this crap in and put a screw in the top and hope I don't mess up and scratch up the painting I did, although I didn't paint these well. No, they look the same. What's going on, people? What do you think? What am I doing wrong? Quite often I've tried to do things, and then when I watch the video back later, it's obvious. Here we go, I think we're started now. And so from your perspective, it's probably much easier to see what I'm not doing right. Anyway, I'm going to button up the bottom ones and we should be good. Right, so these are lenses. I'm going to clean them up a bit. Although last time I did this, I totally stuffed the headlight ring, the headlight bucket. And the reason for that is, one, I was careless, but not just that. This is a new pad. You have to kind of run them in. Right, that'll do. Alright. We'll just clean him up. They just come up so beautifully when you buff them. Absolutely like brand new. The only thing is, here's me being a bit of a clever dick, is these have a plastic gasket in here that goes along, well, you stick it on the retaining screw first, and they're in a bag, and I saw them yesterday, and do you reckon I can find them today? No, I can't. So I'm just going to put this on, and the clarity on the thing is just beautiful. So yeah, those, just let me get this started because I don't want to drop it. Yeah, those little plastic gaskets just fit there, just to waterproof them a bit. These aren't tapered, the 350 ones are tapered, so they're probably inclined to seal a little bit better. But you can get the picture. I'm not going to do them too tight because, one, you don't do them too tight, and secondly, I do want to find those gaskets and put them in. Right, one thing you should always do when you're putting electrical stuff together is just keep in mind how they're earthed. It avoids chasing up problems like this later on. These indicators are mounted in these headlight brackets, if you like, and they're rubber mounted here and here. Now, the bracket for that garnish is at the front is mounted through the shocker, or mounted through the fork pinch bolt. But it's not a bad idea just to get a meter. Hope I don't drop that. And find a suitable earth somewhere. Up here on the headstock will do. And just make sure you've got continuity. Make sure you've got a good earth. It just saves it. It's a good preventative sort of thing, I guess. And if we have indicators that behave badly, that will it just takes another issue out of the equation. As we said, the headlight's only temporarily in. It's just a matter of giving it a bit of a wipe over, getting all my greasy fingerprints off. And I'm pretty pleased with how it's turned out. So I've never got any idea what I've mentioned to you before in terms of parts and all that sort of stuff, but I'm about to order the handlebars for it because these things are rank, and I'm going to get another garnish. That Honda thing there is just sitting there. Masking tape on it, just holding it there for the sake of this, but you can see it's looking quite good. We've still got to tidy up wiring, and there's a heap of work to do on it yet. It never came with a front caliper, so got to do a bit of research into what sort of caliper to get, and also that will determine what sort of brake line I use, because this was a one-piece one that went down to the caliper with the brake switch in the lever. I might have to get one where the brake switch is hydraulic that sits in behind here, so I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed this. Do look after yourselves, drive safely, and I'll see you around.